Welcome back to Parsha and Wine here with David and Isaac. It's Parshas Tzav. We're getting ready for Pesach. And today we have the Herzog Russian River Chardonnay, Reserve Chardonnay.
Nice.
So let's talk about the Parsha for a second.
Parshas Tzav.
Parshas Tzav. So in Parshas Tzav, we learn a lot about the Kohanim, about becoming, the Kohanim becoming Kohanim. And how they get inaugurate, how we inaugurate the Mishkan, and how we bring the Kalim in, and everything has to be tahor. And how do you get tahor in Judaism? Do you know how to do it, David?
Mikvah?
You go to the mikvah, right? The mikvah is a spiritually pure body of water, nothing that you can collect, but it's all naturally collected. Rainwater, river, ocean, and obviously that's why we have the Russian River Shard here, is because we want to really talk about how the purity in Judaism is really something that is a mind. It's not just it's a physical reality, but it's also a mindset, in the sense that we know there's a saying that in Chazal says that ma mikvah mataris atmeim, just as the mikvah purifies the people that are impure, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mataris Yisrael, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself comes just like a mikvah and purifies Bnei Yisrael in total. And so the mikvah really has a very pivotal point, obviously within many different halachas, but specifically with regard to understanding the spiritual difference in pure and impure. So let's talk now about sort of the purity of the Russian River Shard.
Right. So you even chose a white wine, which color wise you could see right through it, translucent. And it's a fantastic wine off the bat. This is made California Chardonnay, which tends to have a reputation for being buttery and oaked. It's a style of Chardonnay as opposed to, let's say, Chablis, which is more minerality, and
you're getting some
you're getting more body and more oak, and the oak is going to lend itself both to give you a little bit more body, but also gives that buttery taste. So you can smell it even on the nose. You can get that butter flavor. But let's go in and give it a taste. I'm very pretty. I got it.
You get a lot of that.
Get some lime, almost like a lemon custard. Get a bit of that buttery flavor from the oak. It's got great acid. So even though it gives you more body, sometimes what you would want to avoid is having a wine that's a bit flabby when it gives you a lot of texture in the mouth. But the acid cuts right through that, and it's actually a really, really nice wine. So, nice choice.
What would you pair this with?
So many foods. For sure, any good, heavy, rich dairy dish. So that goes with a lot of pastas.
I'm thinking like a nice pasta, right?
Yeah.
Like a linguine or something like that, with a nice thick sauce. Milk sauce, like a butter sauce, right? You're gonna cut that up.
You're making me hungry.
I'm hungry already.
Yeah, so definitely stuff like that. This could also go with many different styles of chicken, especially things with like lemon. So the acid, and the lime and that lemon, the citrus, kind of balancing each other out. But that buttery side of it, it's almost like, without it being sweet, kind of gives the impression of a bit of a sweetness. So
you get that a little bit.
Like I wouldn't do chicken with like basil and tomato, like that. Maybe
too sharp.
That may be a bit too sharp, but
something with a little hint of sugar in it or sweetness.
It could go well with that. So rich pasta dishes for me would be the go-to, but for sure it could go with salmon, depending on how you prepare it, chicken depending on how you prepare it. But it's a nice big wine and delicious.
So just a quick note before we finish on Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Israel a couple of months ago, and I was talking to a winemaker in Israel, and he was telling me about Chardonnay, how there's an idea that the Chardonnay is actually native to Israel, which is something that's a very unique kind of theory. And why is it? How do we get there? He told me a story. Yeah, he told me a story of when the Romans came to Jerusalem to conquer the land. They found at the gates of Yerushalayim, they found this amazing grape that was just heavenly. And they took it and they brought it back to Europe. And what did they call it? They called it Shar, which means gate. Ado Shem, right? The gates of Hashem. Chardonnay. So that's how one theory is that Chardonnay is actually a native species to Eretz Yisrael, which is very different than I would say most common thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice story.
It's a good story. I like it.
All right. Well, if that works for you, then great.
Anyway, all right. Well, non-Mevushal. It's Mevushal. This is Mevushal. This is a good thing to have a Seder. It's a great wine for Pesach. Anyway, Chag Kosher B'Sameach. We'll come back to you next week with a Seder pick, and it should be good. Should be good. A good Yontif.
That's right.
I mean, l'chaim.
L'chaim, and have a wonderful Shabbos.